a promo for what was it, Sean? Visitor?
It's the National Travel and Tourism Week, which
Okay.
is effect May 1st.
But
And it was,
you've got somebody very talented in your backyard. All I can say is I had nothing to add to it. If he does that kind of work for the website, I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
But do we want to set aside some money in addition to, you know, doing the individual videos, maybe to have Beth work with Sean on some of the, you know, conceptual ideas? I don't want to lose Beth, and I think she ought to be
You're not going to
compensated.
lose me. You got me hooked. If there's something I can add, we talked about things, and I can think about it, but I think he's on the right track. We talked about some, like what Kate mentioned before, some type of a video that would be funny and engaging, bringing the community in. But I don't have anything specific right now. If I put my mind to it for the next week, maybe, you know, we can share some ideas.
And we don't want to, the proposal that you and Caitlin put together as far as spiffing up the Paris Island facades, we don't want to forget that. So we want to keep that in mind. Maybe as we get these videos going, that would be a good time to encourage people to maybe want to take the next step and do something to their facades.
Right.
I agree with you on that, Virginia, but I think that's going to fall into the next fiscal year, and
I agree. Yeah.
We'll be looking at being refunded, which I think, based on conversation, the town is prioritizing. You know, making sure that businesses that are in the town get help where they need it, and continue to promote us as being business friendly.
So I'm in favor of using the money. I'll make a motion that we use the money left over from this fiscal year's Port Royal Pride program to engage in Sean to do videos. And if Beth contributes, we can compensate her as well.
Thank you.
I second that.
All right. Any, I'd like, in adding a little further discussion, are we going to include the website? I know my conversation with Van is that the website update would be probably done in-house, so that we won't need the extra funding, any extra funding for that. But I'd also like to add some things with the website. We can do that separately. So let's go ahead and, shall we go ahead and vote? All in favor? I don't think there's a question mark.
Aye.
Let's get this ball rolling.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For the website, I had been looking
Just point of clarification real quickly. I needed a second, and I need a roll call vote.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Caitlin?
I made the motion.
I second.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All in favor, please state your name.
Virginia Eads.
Caitlin Fossen.
Bernadette Clayton. Okay, unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, sorry about that, Van.
Okay.
And now with the website, I did do a little looking into things that we want to prioritize on this, and I would like that. I would like to see it in our minutes, some of these ideas. I put together a website wish list, and it consisted of information. Number one was information for business to utilize in the COVID-19 situation, to include links to websites such as the CDC, the SBA, and Low Country Score. The second item was information on normal procedures for businesses, and I put normal in quotes, procedures for businesses to operate within the town of Port Royal, and links to the business license and regulations. And 3, I would like to see a business directory of all licensed businesses in Port Royal with contact information, business location, if appropriate, storefronts, offices, and to include short-term rentals and website links if available, and to try and have that in 2 formats, both the business type and alphabetical. And then that the site would be, that page would be maintained on a regular basis, and the business directory should be available to the residents easily through their, living in Port Royal type thing. And that way, we do become, in my opinion, we would become more business friendly and getting everybody's name out there. You're looking for a store, a restaurant, a short-term rental, whatever, a painter, a builder, and that when you go to hire them, that they are licensed within the town of Port Royal. And I think that would benefit everybody, both residents and businesses.
Yeah, no, I think it's great that we're talking about including all that going forward, because it's something that I think the Redevelopment Commission can, do to support local businesses, and, just kind of make sure they have the resources they need to.
Yeah, and I think that the website was a big accomplishment, and I know, Jenny, you worked really hard on that one, but I'd like to see that particular page expanded and have it out there.
Yeah, I'm in favor of it. I went back and looked at Bluffton's website again, and Bluffton, since I looked at it the last time, has changed to use the same software that we're using.
Really?
Yeah, and so the pages are almost identical. Well, not almost identical, but it's obvious that they're using the same software.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could possibly go look at their business page and almost halfway copy a lot of it.
Yeah.
They had a lot of things. The other things that they had on their website was stuff about the COVID virus, right? Yeah. And various links to those sites that would have information. And then the other thing I thought was great, they had a page of what you can do to help, and it listed all the charities where you could either get involved as a volunteer or as a donor.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought their website could be used as a template, and we would just go through and say, I like this, I like that, don't do that, and that would make it so much easier to implement.
Yeah, and there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. I mean, if we're just trying to get information out there and they have developed a way that works, then might as well take advantage of that.
So anyway,
it's not flashy, but it's information that we're trying to convey, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, I really want that in our minutes, and that we, are going to do that. And if you want it more concise, Van, I did type something up and I can email.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But that was the big motivation for today's meeting, was to get this, the funds, we all agree the funds need to be spent and get it done. And then we'll readdress storefronts after the new fiscal year. And hopefully the healthy businesses will be having a great new year, although I don't know what's going to happen this year.
I just wanted to comment too. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of thought put into the marketing aspect of it and how we're going to reach out to the businesses, because I know so far I did see it in the newsletter, and I think it was on the Facebook page as well. But if, we talked about that directory earlier, and I know, Van, you said you guys are updating it right now, but if we can use that to make sure that we at least, send an email or call each business and just let them know that it's out there, just so that, A, we don't have anybody saying that they didn't know about it, but B, so we can make sure we help the most amount of people. And then same goes for the website. I think once that gets put together, then there should be a somewhat concerted effort that could come from, in part from the Redevelopment Commission, to make sure that everybody's aware that it's there and, how to use it and where to find it and all that.
maybe a mailing, can there be a mailing that goes out from the town van that here's what we're doing?
Let me see what we can do. We're still working some odd schedules
Yeah,
because of the lack of childcare for a lot of people.
sure.
I'm in the middle of budget. I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of business license renewal, and we're dealing with this as well. So we will get out what we can get out as soon as we can.
How about, maybe I can try and compose something that can just then be put on letterhead and run through and
Yeah, that'd be fine.
existing mailing list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, most of business license renewal has happened.
Yeah,
But because we've suspended late fees and things like that, we still have a number that have not. So we're still waiting for those to come in. And I assume when we're talking about a business directory, it is for businesses located physically in the town of Port Royal.
yes.
Right.
Physically located in the town of Port Royal with a valid business license.
Okay,
That's correct.
because, and that should be a fairly finite list. But the overall is pretty significant.
So you're talking the ones that are like contractors that come into the town. We're not
Yeah.
talking about them. No,
Yeah.
we're talking about physically located in Port Royal.
Yeah,
Well,
that
A
makes it a lot easier.
contractor has to have a license to do work on a home in Port Royal, right? A Port
Yes.
Royal business license. So they may not, their home business may not be in Port Royal, but they have to be licensed to do work in Port Royal.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
they could be in the business directory, but we're not doing videos for them.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, that's okay.
That's the difference that we're talking
Yeah.
about. So we need basically two points of contact for that mailing. One would be the businesses that are located in the town, and then those that do business in the town that can be listed on the business directory. So there would be two different.
And that second list could always happen later. I
Yeah,
don't see
yeah.
that as
Right.
urgent compared to getting those
Getting-
videos out.
The video one needs to be done. So Van, what I'll do is I'm gonna email my notes that I typed up for the meeting, and then I'll work on a letter and try and get that to you tomorrow.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, I mean, other than don't want to start crying, but boy, are we going to miss you, Caitlin, and wish you all kinds of luck and happiness
Thank
on the
you.
other side of this continent. Enjoy your time with family, downtime. I hope the kids have a great time up there, but I know your neighbors are going to be missing you as well.
Yeah, it's been great. I've loved living in Port Royal. It's an amazing town, and it's been really fun to be a part of it and to be part of the redevelopment commission, and of course getting to know all of you guys. So
We are glad you are here. I don't know if there's anybody else that has any other comments or questions or anything. I don't think there were any. Were there people following us on Facebook? I tried to pull it up so I'd see whether they were smileys or saddies, but
You have 16 viewers at the time, right now.
okay. Okay. Any comments from the public that we need of suggestions?
I do not see any.
Okay. Okay. All right. If somebody would like to make a motion to adjourn,
motion to
I'll make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn. I'll second it.
all right. Well, I believe we're all in favor. So I think we can all just say adios. And again, safe travels, Caitlin.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.